Oh, I hear a voice.
Thank you both for doing this. So I do have a question about what you see the emerging thoughts in floral design trends and color trends. I'm now primarily an event florist, not a retail florist anymore. That was a change we made since I saw you last, Gregor. But I just wonder what has COVID changed in what people might be looking for? Since you two travel the world much more than I do, I thought I'd like to hear your thoughts.
So I was in, for example, I was in Italy, which is an unbelievable event decoration country. And it's in Europe, I would say, in the cases of decorations, #1. Also France and Greece and all these countries, they do a lot of weddings like that. I think, and I said this before, they will still be there and come back, but not in all countries. So, and this has mostly also, as I said, a historical reason. What I believe is we go now through an extremely romantic phase, so that the decorative floristry, also with lots of flowers, with many flowers, has a good chance to exist. I'm a bit afraid when the big fashion would come, like you just need 1 or 2 or 3 flowers and you have a good education in form and line and figurations and all that, and you mainly don't need so many flowers anymore. I think at the moment we play bad cards with the COVID and the post-COVID phase, but I think that the longing for coming together again, celebrating fests and events, and then still people are happy with good warm colors, emotional colors, and a volume, an opulence. I think this plays in our cards very well. I see that not as negative. Since I was in Sardinia 6 weeks ago, since I was in Verona, and what I hear from my Italian friends, I cannot speak so well about America, but even my friends in Virginia, they have people waiting there to make an event in a farm, in a rustic, picturesque rural place. And also I can imagine that the ideas where and how the celebration should be. But what I said last year, when all this was going under, oh my God, what shall the event people do? If you made it till now to survive, you will have work again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not Jesus, but I feel that.
I believe that too. I absolutely agree. David was saying that.
It is the boundary.
Yeah.
If you see all these family friends in the middle of the United States, all the Illinoisans and Italians and all the Germans and all the Old English and all them, that is their boundary. They need it. And if they don't think it is not nice enough in America, then they go to Naples and to Tavarola and to the Mediterranean coast, and they do their weddings there. The Italian florists, they live only by their matrimonio. That's always the same. Why you didn't come to our last class? Oh, Gregorio, matrimonio, labore, I had so much work. You know how it is. And this is coming back. And I am not a wedding florist. I never really was a big wedding florist. But I believe in this, that this, also for the gardeners, they should know. Because of the gardeners, they breeded bigger flowers. And it was the influence from the growing wedding business. How poor is today the Instagram going through? And there is not all these opulent decorations. Yeah, if you see the date,
Yeah.
2017, 2019, And then it is not like done last week in Pennsylvania. No, and it comes back. I believe it. And this is not pure economy. It is emotion.
It's a need.
People need that.
It's
And
definitely a
I
need.
am seeing that, Gregor. I see exactly what you're saying here in Pennsylvania. People
Are you in Pennsylvania?
yes, people are loving getting back together. They are looking for lush flowers. They're looking for beauty.
Yeah.
Even past weekend we did an all greenery wedding, and it was beautiful. But she wanted it lush.
That is another thing. The green. Yes, go on.
Right. So all green. The bride did not. The bride told me she doesn't like flowers, but she loves greenery. And so we had to work with all the lushness of the different foliages to create her bouquet and everything. But I think exactly what you're saying. So that confirms what I have been finding.
Yeah.
Sting did a big party in San Marino a few weeks ago, all in green. So, and we cannot predict this. This comes, it pops up, some big figures in the official life, some famous people, they support it, and then here is a trend. But therefore, and this is really so important, that we have a wide cultural and professional cultural foundation.
Yeah.
We cannot just learn this by a course of 6 weeks and even in the internet. We cannot. We have to really have a good education. Okay, I made my life very much. I was an educator, and I have to speak for that what I did. I have the longest time behind me. I cannot imagine that I teach another 10 years. But I believe in this, and it helped many people. When I see all the people who worked here in this shop for these years, you see them, and 90% of them still are in business, even after COVID.
Yeah.
So education. I start to become boring, Alison, don't you think so?
No, I'll tell you when you're boring. You know that I'm quite capable of doing that. Okay, we have 2 questions from Facebook. Please, can I ask? One is, and this is an unusual one, how can we breeders support florists? That's a doozy of a question. How can we breeders support florists?
That's a good one.
Shall I go on to the next one?
No, that's a good one.
I know it's a good one.
I think what I feel is that not only by this platform, Floral Fundamentals, I feel that nursery and florists in some parts of the world come closer together.
Yeah.
The distribution and the mass distribution all over the places was very, very strong in these years, and it was less and more for many people the only way. But I think the best help what the breeders can do is come up as much as possible with actual colors of flowers, with actual forms. And even if you reach back to something what was big in the 60s, I just mentioned a flower like Physostegia virginiana or Chelona obliqua. You know, these were 2 flowers you don't see today anymore. Maybe in a perennial garden. Then the kids, they say, what is this? Yeah, this is a Chelona. Chelona, I never heard that. It's a little perennial and all that. I think the innovation and pushing the florists to innovation by also sometimes not risking a huge culture in investment in a year, but always teasing with you florists, you are the one close to the customer. You need to seduce people for something new. Without new in these days, and the half of my life I was driven by the fact you have to do something new. Where is the new? Where is something new? listen to the news and all that. I think we should really push as growers, the florists, for innovation. That is one of the ways, but there are many more.
Is one more question. And then, as this was due to be a 1-hour meeting, and we seem to be heading to a 2-hour meeting, which I hope everyone's enjoying. Anyway, you all still here, which is a good sign.
Alison,
Darling.
my wife was buying already an ice cream because she was expecting me back, and she was filling the time with eating an ice cream. You know how often she eats an ice cream? Not very often.
Not very often. And she's eating your ice cream even more.
No, I can't eat ice cream. You know that.
I know that. Here we go. Second question is, how can growers support florists? How can growers know real florist needs and trends in order to be a better supplier? One word, communication. On you go, Gregor.
Absolutely. I think the communication between wholesalers like our boys and girls in Cologne, we complained for years that they were never interested how our businesses work. You never saw them. And when we started the big advents and Christmas presentations, up to 4,000 people who visited our garden here, then the first people were coming and were interested. What are they doing there that so many people, also florists, were coming? I think it is very important that amongst the green professions that we show interest in each other. I want to know always what kind of flower is new, what is this vine, what is this new anthurium. I think we never had easy chances to share that, like today with the web, with the internet, but we also should stick together with the ones we get the flowers from. We should stick together with the ones who the flowers sells for us to the public.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well,
Is it hot in Scotland?
yes, it's what. No, I know it's unusual and it's not raining. Don't start. Okay, so here we go. Gregor, thank you, old friend. Thank you to everyone for coming along. If you want to ask any more questions, if you want further information, please go on to Danziger Live, post it there, and we'll get the answers to you. We have, as Betty mentioned earlier, we have Danziger Live, by the way, is on Facebook. I don't think I said that bit. What Betty mentioned earlier is that on the Fusion Flowers magazine page, we're running another competition, this time focused on Lepidium green dragon, hence the green discussion here. We'd like to see more entries. We'd like to see new people, because the prizes that are going to happen have not been announced. They'll be announced at the end of the year, and there are some people in for one very, very big, delightful surprise. If we can get air flights to work again. Mr. Lersch, it's been a joy, it always is. Oh, hang on, here we go. Artie still has a question. Artie, I've been told to wind up. You're going to get me fired. Artie,
okay, but I have a quick question about the invasive species, because it's like, you know, there's a lot of Solidago like sold to the florist, but like as my mother is fighting with them in his area in South Estonia, like it's really difficult for me to promote it or to use it in my shop, because like I know that my mother wants to get rid of it, and there's like huge areas in Estonia affected by Solidago, and there's some other invasive species which are sold to the florists.
yeah.
Like how we should react to this, or like it's, for me it's really difficult, because of course they are not grown in Estonia, the things, but it's still like I'm popularizing them and people are planting them still in the garden and not knowing it. It takes over to nature.
Solidago.
Yes.
Oh,
Huge areas in South Estonia, which like, covered all in yellow right now. And it's not native species here.
oh.
It's always the case with the non-native species. Scotland have it with Rhododendron ponticum. It's blooming everywhere and it is definitely invasive. And the other one is, come on, Alison, Gregor.
Renotria japonica.
That's it. Yeah.
Renotria japonica, the Japanese knotwood.
Absolutely. Disasters and still being sold. So good question. Any ideas? Yeah. Hi, Jane.
Okay.
I
love nearly all flowers.
I know, and I know you like some of these species.
But I don't like the Solidago.
No, I'm not.
This wild Solidago, not these cultivated. These are wonderful things, but the wilds, we have them also here. That is, but and on the other hand side, you should never say you don't like something if it comes in the right amount and it is created in a specific shape or in a pattern, overall pattern in masses. It can be fantastic. So I feel a little difficulty to say that, but if you really can cut it in big amounts and distribute it and give it to the right people, you can even make something out of that. Also the Solidago. So that is one of the few things I would think a long time about. What can we do with it?
My question was more like, should I, like me as Estonian, where we are actually like, fighting with Solidago, should I actually use it in my shop? Like right now,
no,
I have bans, like no Solidago in our shop. We will never buy it and we will never sell it to our customers.
Question. No, don't do it. If the people are the consumer feels negative about it, don't invite it into your environment. Don't do it.
Okay.
I think the whole flower business is about positive.
Yes.
If you are a florist and you get a theme, what you should work in an exam or in an exhibition, the undergoing something, sea level is going up, what will it be like? And you have this as a theme. That's negative. We have to actually always turn something into positive. And when your Estonian people, when they think about that yellow flood, I would not, when they don't feel good about it, don't invite it. No.
One funny thing I want to tell you that Claire Bryant says, thank you everyone. I've been a bit distracted as my brother has just announced he got married today without telling anyone. And she's distraught at the bouquet. She's just seen it. I think she's saying it's not up to her standard. So that's a bit of a downer there. Maybe better to have been with us, Claire, than to have seen that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Danziger. Remember, sign on Danziger Live. You can still stay in touch. The next time we are together, we will be with a very nice lady called Hanneke Frankema, coming in from the Netherlands, an exquisite designer who has a very big love of a thing called wire. So thanks very much. And here's Betty the Gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank you both, Gregor and Alison. You were great. I see that people keep asking questions. You are invited, of course, to pop question on the Danziger Live, and we'll do our best to give you any answer that you want. And thank you for joining us. And we look forward to see you next time as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Betty. Good to